Today, we're going to dive into a short story that has a really powerful twist. It's a tale about pure, unshakable faith, an unexpected act of kindness, and a misunderstanding so deep it'll honestly make you think twice about the nature of belief itself.
So let me ask you something. What does it really look like to have absolute, unshakable faith when you're at rock bottom? I mean, imagine you have lost everything. What do you do? Who do you turn to? For the hero of our story, the answer is simple, direct, and, well, it's something you'd probably never expect.
All right, so let's meet our main character. His name is Lencho, and he's a poor farmer. His whole life, his family's survival, their food, their future, all of it is tied to the land. Everything depends on him getting a good harvest.
And then disaster strikes. And we're not talking about just a little bad weather. A massive, devastating hailstorm comes through and completely flattens his entire field of corn. In just a few moments, his whole year's work is just gone. The field is left totally white, like it's been covered in salt. He and his family are facing starvation.
Now, you'd think in a moment of complete despair like this, anyone would just fall apart, but not Lencho. He holds on to this one single hope. He believes in a source that is all-powerful and all-seeing. So he does something pretty remarkable. He sits down to write a letter.
And that's who he addresses it to, just to God. No middleman, no complicated address, a direct line, straight to the top. The simplicity of it is just incredible, isn't it? It shows this faith that is so pure, so absolute, that he has zero doubt that his message will be heard. And he's not vague about what he needs either. He asks for a very specific amount, 100 pesos. He's actually calculated that this is exactly what he needs to plant new crops and feed his family until the next harvest. So you see, his faith isn't just some abstract thing. It's deeply practical. He's expecting a real, tangible solution to his very real problem. So, of course, the big question is, what happens to this letter? Well, it ends up exactly where you'd expect. The local post office. The mail carrier who finds it can't help but laugh, and he takes it straight to his boss, the postmaster.
And this is a huge turning point. At first, the postmaster is laughing too. I mean, a letter addressed to God? It's absurd. But then, something shifts. He stops laughing, and he's just moved. He's so incredibly impressed by the depth of this farmer's belief that he decides right then and there that he cannot let that faith be broken.
So, the postmaster comes up with a plan. He starts what is basically an act of charity. He gives some of his own salary, he asks his employees to chip in, and even gets money from a few friends. He gathers it all up and puts it in an envelope, trying to answer the letter not as himself, but on behalf of God, to preserve the very faith that inspired him.
So, the next Sunday, Lencho comes to the post office. He's not hoping for a reply, he is expecting one. The postmaster, feeling really proud of this good deed, watches from his office as Lencho is handed the envelope. This is the moment where everything should have a happy ending. But it really doesn't. When Lencho opens the envelope, he finds money inside, but he immediately sees it's not the full amount. There are only 70 pesos. Now, he's not surprised to get a reply from God. He knew it would come, but he is furious that it's not the right amount. And this is where the story hits you with this deep, painful irony. See, in Lencho's mind, God doesn't make mistakes. God wouldn't shortchange him. So his logic is simple. God sent the full 100 pesos, which means the employees at the post office must be thieves who stole the missing 30. The reality, as we know, couldn't be more different. So immediately, Lencho writes a second letter to God. And this is the gut punch of an ending. He thanks God for the money, but then asks him to send the rest of it a different way because, and this is a direct quote, the post office employees are a bunch of corrupt people. The very people who helped him are the ones he accuses.
So, what are we supposed to take away from all this? This really simple story actually forces us to think about some pretty complex ideas about faith, about humanity, and about how we perceive the world around us.
You know, the story really gives us a paradox. Lencho's incredible faith is both his greatest strength and his biggest flaw. It gives him hope when all seems lost, but it also completely blinds him to the human kindness that's right in front of him. His worldview is so rigid, he can't even imagine another possibility. It's a powerful commentary on how even the purest belief can sometimes lead to deep mistrust. And that leaves us with this final, lingering question. Who is the real hero here? Is it Lencho, the man with absolute, unwavering faith in God? Or is it the postmaster, a man whose faith in his fellow humans was sparked by that very conviction?
There's no easy answer, and that's what makes his story so unforgettable. Thanks for joining this explainer.